my loves, welcome and welcome back to my channel. My name is Karey and we do faith-based content and we love lifestyle and we chat with Karey. So I felt like starting coming back with a chat with Karey video because I feel like let's chat before we dive into the deep end. Let's have a little bit of a chat. And today I want to talk about, before I go on, please don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and invite people to join in this channel. Today I want to talk about something that's been in my head a little bit. I want to talk about the kind of man, or rather men, high value women don't want. Okay, so a few types of men: that women who know their worth, women who know who they are, women who are right with God, women who have taken time to establish, their ground on where they want to be, where they are going, who they are. A woman who knows who she is, in other words. Okay, the first woman is a community husband. This is the man who flirts with everybody, a man who is attracted to every other beautiful girl he sees. For him, his type is one, beautiful. That's it. He doesn't have any other type. I feel like we live in a society whereby men can get away with doing whatever, but women, the smallest type of mistake, they are crucified with it for the rest of their lives. Now, I'm not saying we shouldn't hold each other accountable. That's not the point of this video. The point is we need to give women the same grace men are not even given grace. They are basically just given a pass on everything they do in life. It's like, do whatever and it's fine. But a woman has to live a certain way, move in a particular way. Like, for instance, you'll see a woman who has probably, let's say, 2 baby daddies, and the whole world will not leave that woman to rest. But a man can have 5 baby mamas, and nobody seems to think it's a big deal. Everybody's okay with that. Okay? Now, I'm not saying we should chastise people for having, baby daddies and baby mamas, but the point is, let's stop crucifying women the same way we don't crucify men. So, a type of man, there are a woman who knows their worth is a community husband. Men tend to think that they have the, like the sovereignty to sleep around, and women are supposed to be okay with that. A woman who knows her worth, a woman who knows who she is, a woman who has taken time to get right with God, to get right with herself, to know where she's going, to really be grounded in herself, in her values and morals and beliefs. She doesn't want you if you are jumping from one woman to another, if you can't even keep up with what's going on. No. Any woman who knows her worth does not want the community husband. That's number 1. Number 2 is, I write them down so that I don't forget, is the emotionally unavailable one. This is the man who only focuses on what he wants, what he gets from you. I think at this point, it's 2025. Everybody understands what an emotionally available man is, And only when someone is quote-unquote immature is when you don't realize how detrimental that is to you as a person. So a grounded woman, a woman who knows her worth, she doesn't want the emotionally immature man, or rather, actually the word is boy, because a perfect man, a perfect gentleman, he doesn't play those games. The other one is Mr. My mom says, I'm not saying you should not leave your mama, please, let's not get twisted. Actually, you shouldn't be with a man who doesn't love his mother. Okay, that's number 1. However, if his whole life is sort of kind of controlled by his mom, it's about, he has to get approval for his mom about what he's doing. When he's making big decisions, his mom has to be involved. When he is deciding what he wants to do with his life, his mom, I'm not saying you shouldn't seek counsel from your parents or from your mom. You should. We all do, because there are things they know we don't know. But if your life doesn't move without your mom approving, then that's a problem. Not because it makes you a bad person, but it means you're not your own person, you're not an individual, and that doesn't really work in the long term for a woman who knows what she wants. Okay, the third man is the bragging type. Let me explain. They are men who, if you talk to them, the entire conversation is about what they have. It's like they treat what they have as their personality. You know what I mean? They don't think, or rather, project like use their personality to get a woman. You know, so they believe because let's say they have money or they have this, they have that, whatever they have that they feel in is what makes them a man. If they use that to get a woman and not their personality, they are not trying to attract you with their personality rather than with what they have, that is not someone you want to be with. Because what happens when that money is gone? What happens when what he has he doesn't have anymore? Because things come and go. Then what happens? What happens? So as a woman, you shouldn't put yourself in that position. Any woman who knows her worth is not interested in a man who uses what he has to get a woman. You know what I mean? I'm not saying there's anything wrong with, you know, talking about your achievements. That's not the point. But you think that your achievements is what going to get you a woman. It will get you a woman, but it can never get you the right woman. You know what I mean? Because the right woman wants to see far beyond your achievements. Who is the person behind those achievements? Who are you? What is your personality? Are you kind? You know, are you compassionate? Are you, caring? All the things that have nothing to do with your achievements. You know, your personality, how you are raised. Those are the things that really matter the most. Those are the things that attract the right woman. Keyword being the right woman. Please let us know that part. Okay. The other type of man is a man who cannot control his sexual urges. Again, this goes back to what I have talked in the first point. You know, the community husband. We live in a society where we are told, every day we are told that as a woman, when you get married, if you don't satisfy your husband, he is going to go and look for it outside. If you don't do it, somebody else will. Have you ever heard somebody say, if you don't satisfy your wife, somebody else will? If you don't do it for your wife, somebody else is going to do it? No, it's always about men. And I feel like with that, some men have somehow kind of believed that it's all about their needs, it's all about their urges, their sexual desires, and as far as they are satisfied, it doesn't really matter what's going on with the woman. And when you are a man, and then when now they don't get what they want from their wife, they feel justified to go outside and get it outside. No woman wants that, because if you cannot control yourself, if you cannot control your sexual urges, why am I with you? The same exact way a man can't be with a woman when she can't control herself. They always walk away and they will brand you names and stuff like that. But some men feel like it's okay because they are men, it's okay for them to be like that. The right kind of a woman doesn't want a man like that. Okay? Or the kind that if the wife is pregnant, they cheat and say it's because she was pregnant. Apparently it's justifiable for you to do whatever you want because you are a man. No. The right kind of woman does not want that. The wrong kind of woman might want that, but the right kind of a woman, no boo. Okay? The last one is the self-absorbed kind of a man. the one who always talks about themselves. There are men who, if you happen to talk to them in any capacity, either you're going, whether it's you're on a date, whether it's just having a regular chit chat, a regular conversation, they just talk about themselves. They are not interested in you. They are not concerned about what's going on in your life. It's about them. That kind of a man is not attractive, because it feels like, I don't want to use the word stuck up. That feels a little bit, aggressive. I would say you don't have room for anyone else but you. And if you don't have room for anybody else, it also means you don't have the ability to love anybody else but yourself. And those kind of men, almost always, they end up being abusive. Almost always. Not always, but almost always. Because if he's so full of himself, it's about him, and not you. It doesn't matter what you want. It doesn't count. And the minute you start feeling like it's not about him anymore, then it becomes a problem. And those kind of men, almost always, they end up being abusive men. Not necessarily physically. They are different forms of abuse: emotional, psychological, mental. Or when it comes to abuse, we have different forms of abuse. And that is the end of that video. I hope this will help not just girls but also men to know, it's not always about you. It's not always about you. And I hope this helps like a young girl somewhere who is probably in the dating scene and doesn't know what they're doing, where they're headed. Now I think if you're too young to know where you're headed, you have no business dating in the first place. But I hope this serves as pointers. When you finally choose to date, you can use this as pointers. If you recognize any of these signs in a man, please run for the hills, run and save yourself. You don't want to start saying justice for so and so when you finally end up in the wrong hands of the person. Save yourself. I hope this was a helpful video to somebody, because in this channel, when I started this channel, I told myself, if I can just help one person, transform somebody's life in just the most minute way, just one person, I think I'll honestly leave this world knowing that my life did have a meaning. Thank you so much, my love, for watching. As always, I am grateful for each and every one of you. Please don't forget to subscribe, to like, to share, to comment, and chat with me, talk to me. Connect with me on my socials. I always link them on the description box. I always link my socials, so you can reach me either through Instagram, you can or Facebook, or you can also and I'm nearly on Twitter, on TikTok. Yes, you can also find me on Twitter. So let's chat. Tell me your story. Tell me your opinion, your perception. Am I wrong? Am I right? Like I always say, I don't have all the answers. We are all learning, we are all growing, and there is room for mistakes. There is room for correction. So adios, my love. I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.